Okay, everybody, this video is going to be very serious. It's going to describe my experience as an Italian American in America, how it's been something akin to the black experience. And I'm going to start off by saying one thing. Italians being pushed to check the white box was a big mistake. Because there were people like me who've been left behind, you know? I'm going to tell you right now, there's a black Italian in the United States. I'm up there with them, you know? If there's a black Italian in America, I think I would classify as that, you know? Whenever I went to mostly white towns, never truly fit in, you know? Might have been a few friends I made here and there, but there were many people who showed me they didn't want me around. Well, schoolyards growing up. Then I moved to the rival town. You'd think there'd be a big difference with the rival towns, right? Nope. It was worse. I had more snobs doing underhanded things. I didn't fit in. And when we're talking about the Italian experience, per se, at least in my case, and what I saw with a few other people around me, is really Italian, dude. You look definitely like indigenous Italian, you know? His name was Paul Spurrier, okay? People called him Pasta Paul. That was his name, Pasta Paul. And he didn't say that was racist. His response was just like, don't call me that. People kept calling him that, though. You know? But people had ways of saying it, teasing others. Well, they weren't the norm, you could say. Talk a little different. Be taller than average. And you will have something almost like the black experience in America. Now, I didn't have police beating me up. Never had that happen. But I've been harassed a lot. I've had mind games on me constantly because I was too big for people to mess with. So they didn't do that. They played the psychological tricks more. And it's happened up until this day. I still run into passive-aggressive white motherfuckers. And I've moved to the Pacific Northwest, which makes it absolutely terrible. And I'm in some really white town. I don't fit in, and probably is one of the very few Italian Americans who live here. My dad in 1973 lived a pretty good life, but he also went to an Italian neighborhood, and it was 1973. But if you took him and put him in the neighborhood that I live in now, even back then, today, make him 40 years younger, he wouldn't have made it. He would have moved. He would have had to mentally. He would say, I can't succeed in this place. But he never really knew what that was like because he grew up pretty easily. You know, he lived in an Italian neighborhood. A lot of Italians in his town. And he was kind of near a black neighborhood. But that's beside the point. He lived in an predominantly Italian town. So he was able to get ahead, and even then he kind of underachieved. He could have went to college, but didn't. One of his brothers went to college. The other one went to a 2-year college. It did AT&T or something. But anyway, then when my uncle bought a toupee, he wasn't even trying to be black, and here's what I'm about to tell you. He looked like one of the Commodores when he had it on. But he didn't even try to look black either. He was just himself. He picked an afro toupee. I mean, so maybe we have black Italian in us. Don't really know it or haven't realized it for a long time. Or whatever that is, the indigenous Italians, you know, which would be, there are a few tribes. There's the ancient Etruscans, pre-Roman. But no, I think classifying as white has made people like me not do as good. Not being encouraged to be open with who I really am, which is actually an androgynous, transsexual type Italian. which there were many tribesmen of the ancient Etruscans. They looked just like me, fluid in their gender, skinny, tall, long hair. I looked just like them. The 2020 embodiment of me is the ancient Etruscans, and I suffered under the imperialism of the United States. And, like, a lot of rap went against the government, and I've been against the government also, but I just don't listen to rap much. I like softer music than that, you know, so I preferred R&B over rap, you know, but that's personal preference. I've liked some rock music in my life too, for sure, but no, there are many people who struggle. The black experience, after so many years, are still talking about their plight, which they haven't, and reparations hasn't been offered, you know. There was one candidate who offered reparations, but he didn't get on the ballot. And I feel, as far as reparations goes, though, I don't think that money's ever going to come to everybody who deserves it. I'm just going to say that right now to anyone. Even if I deserve reparations myself or something, I don't think you're going to see that money. Just pray your stimulus checks cover it. That's what I say. Pretend it's that money, I guess. I don't know. But no. When I've increasingly lived in white bread areas, I've started to hate white people. That's just the truth. You know, and more as I age, with my impatience of not getting ahead in white areas, I'm absolutely starting to hate every single one of them in my fucking neighborhood. I'll tell you that. And it's like some people who might be white nationalists, they feared colored people or the people who are mixed that live around them. Nah, it's not as bad. Trust me, it's not as bad as being stuck in a white neighborhood that you can't get ahead in, where you're one of the only poor people living there, where the average house is like 400,000 or something, and you can't even touch that, but you gotta be reminded of it every day. When you're really a poor American, you're trying to move out, but you can't because of a certain family circumstance that happened, and your family who made bad choices could drag you along with them. There's a lot of factors. It happened my whole fucking life, with my mom wanting to live in these neighborhoods that I didn't fucking fit into to save my life. I've always been looking for a constant urban lifestyle. Something in the rough. Not way too much crime, but definitely a real neighborhood compared to where I have been living. And I'm just fed up in the coronavirus. I'm seeing all the idiots on the roads, and it makes me hate them even more. So do I hate white people? Most of them. Is there a small amount of white people who do good things? Yes. Do most of them? The answer is no. I'm going to be realistic. As an Italian American, the answer is fucking no. And I'm not white. I declare that I'm not white. I used to pretend that I was. I used to think that I was. But that time's come and gone. And I had to wake up and see things, how they really are. That other people gotta open their eyes too. It's come that time. We gotta speak up on race. We gotta speak up on the problems and how to fix them, you know? And me, as a fluid trans person, who's coming out a little bit by bit, and Italian, I try to be something that I really wasn't. I grew a beard, I had short hair. It wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. And I'm really not white. That's that's what I'm going to say to end this rant. Talk to you later.